Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of the O.M.G show. This is where we review shocking moments, O.M.G moments, notable moments, interesting moments in football over the last week, especially over the weekend. I have 5 moments that I want to share with you guys, so I'm going to try to get through them as quickly as I can. Number one moment for me, honestly, it did not even happen on the pitch, right? It happened in a studio. It happened with a certain Liverpool legend, a certain Sky Sports legend, somebody who opened his mouth into a microphone or wherever, however he made it, and said, Kylian Mbappe has not done it at the highest level. Jamie Carragher. Oh my God. First of all, I don't even, how do you even approach that? Kylian Mbappe has never done it at the highest level. First, he was in the Champions League final last year. Okay, he didn't win, that's fine. But this guy took France to the World Cup and won. He scored, I believe he scored 2 goals in the final. And he wasn't there as a passenger. This guy won the World Cup for his country. He was a star. He was pretty much the player of the tournament. And you're gonna tell me that he hasn't done it at the high. Yo, of all people to be talking, Jamie Carragher, bro, but for the team you played in, Carragher, you were probably like a Titus Bramble level type of defender. Like, yes, you've won the Champions League or whatever, but you are a passenger. You are a passenger in that Liverpool team. Forget passenger. You were in the trunk. You were luggage. You were luggage. That's what you were. Talking about he has not achieved at the highest level. Get the absolute mess out of here. Man, get out of here. Well, number two moment for me. I'm not even gonna waste my breath on that. Not too much. Number 2 moment for me. Oh my God. It is. If you guys watched the Chelsea Crystal Palace game, there was this. Chelsea fans, I'm sure you guys saw this. There was this moment where Kai Havertz had a ball played in to him from Jorginho, right? And if Kai Havertz played false 9 in that game, the ball was coming to him, dropping from his left shoulder, right? He had Van Aanholt and I believe maybe Kouyaté with him. Anyway, this ball is dropping from his shoulder, right, from Jorginho. And the touch on that control was ridiculous. With his first touch, he lifts this thing over Van Aanholt and takes a shot off on his right foot. Like, it didn't score, but the technique, and I appreciate players that come with technique. I mean, of course, there's a place for stats, there's a place for goal scoring and numbers and all of these things. I get it. That kind of technique, I was talking to my brother yesterday about it. That kind of technique, you can't teach that. You can't teach it. Because there's some things, let's remember, these players, they might be 23, 24. I think Havertz is like 22. They're young, yes, they're young, but they've been playing football since they were like 4 or 5 years old. So they have at least 2 decades of experience. If you haven't learned something in football as a football player, for example, if you haven't perfected these little intangibles, is what I call them. These little intangibles in 2 decades, you can't teach that. You can it's just not you. And I get people, stat players like Lukaku and Jamie Vardy and the rest of them. They certainly do have their place in football. We need goals to be scored, sure, but Lukaku is not doing that. Absolutely not. Jamie Vardy, no, he's not doing that. I mean, I've seen him take balls one time, but I'm talking about the touch. Like, this ball, if you guys get an opportunity, go watch it. And it's an absolute beauty. I give Chelsea fans, a lot of heat, of course. And I've been on Chelsea's case for real hard in the last week. But that, Chelsea fans, you guys have a gem on your hands. You can only hope he comes good. Number 3 moment for me was, oh God, this one happened, I believe, on Saturday morning. Leeds beating Manchester United. And it's not even just about them beating, I mean, not Manchester United, Manchester City. It's not even them about beating Man City. It is the way they did it, right? With 10 men, and they played the whole second half with 10 men. And I think that is important in light of in light of, I think I said last week I referred to Bayern Munich, Stuttgart, this Bayern Munich Stuttgart game where Bayern Munich, they had a red card early on in the game. They still went and won the game like 7-1 or 7-2. Like something like that, I don't think it would ever happen in the Premier League. And I'm not over here, I'm not over here trying to glorify the Premier League, and giving it, status that it's not deserved. But the fact is, the competition between the teams in the Premier League, it's just miles ahead of other leagues. Like the equivalent, right, of what happened in Germany with Bayern Munich and Stuttgart would be had Manchester City gotten a red card and then gone ahead and beaten the crap out of Leeds United. But in this case, it's Leeds United, a small team, getting a red card and then going ahead and beating Manchester City, the best team in the country. That's not happening in Germany. That is not happening in Germany. It's not happening in France, not in Italy, not in Spain. I don't see it happening. So, and I know there's been some debate in the group about, the Premier League. I'm not going to name any names, but that is the point we're trying to make. That is the point we're trying to make. You know yourself. Number 4 moment for me is it's actually in the Manchester United game. Yeah, it's in the Manchester United game. The Cavani goal that was chopped off. And now I get it. After the game I was saying that the goal should have stood, but I guess it is the same thing as, of course, what McTominay did. You can argue that it was not. I don't think it was intentional. It was just, but it was a foul. And it's the same rule according to the letter of the law. A foul in the build-up to a goal will make the goal ruled out. It's just like the handball rule. You can't have your hand involved in the process of scoring a goal. And it does the law does not distinguish between whether it's intentional or unintentional. So, I mean, I guess, we can't really moan about that too much, but just from a standpoint of just, being honest with myself, I have to agree that that's probably correct according to the letter of the law for it to be chopped off. And the last moment, oh my God, it happened this afternoon. It is the West Brom goal that got chopped off because VAR couldn't draw a line. Yeah, you heard me, a line, a straight line. This is what we teach kids in elementary school. My little nephew is in daycare. He knows how to draw a straight line. Like, this VAR is, and the crazy thing is when VAR started at the World Cup in 2018, it was fine. I don't think anybody walked out of that tournament saying that, oh my God, VAR is ruining things. But the way we apply it in England is just, it's shambolic. It is terrible. Like, it is the same thing with people being offside by a shoelace or by the armpit hair or by your breast. Your breast can be offside these days. Like, in England we have made this VAR just take over our brains. Like, I get you need to digitize the modern game. I get it, and I'm all for that. But the over digitization, it's just it takes away our common sense. Like, it's ridiculous. Just because we use computers these days does not mean we check our common sense at the door. No. Just because you're using cameras and sensors and all these things does not mean you throw away your common sense. The argument of VAR today was this: because they could not draw a line between two West Brom players, they had to go with the on-field decision of the ref to disallow the goal for offside, even though it was the wrong West Brom player who was offside. And even without drawing lines, if you pause the play, you can see that Dianya was not offside. But again, these refs, they have let the computers take over their brains. They have no brains anymore. It's ridiculous. It is. Listen, I cannot deal with this anymore. And my thing is, like, these days, for me, the solution to VAR is this: just look at the guy's foot. None of this, sleeve, none of this hair. No, just look at the guy's foot, because for the most part, without your foot, you're not moving anywhere. Look at the player's foot. If the foot is beyond the last defender, offside. If the foot is not, it is onside. Simple. Enough of this nonsense. Like, and this is not supposed to be a, it favors your team, it doesn't favor your team type of thing. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna come and bite you at some point. So yeah, that is your OMG. Those are your OMG moments in the last, I guess, week or so. And if there are any moments that you think I missed, drop a comment and let us know what's on your mind. All right then, it's your boy Oga Kwame, and I'm out.